Okay, well, everybody, thank you for joining once again. Sorry about the vertical video thing, but apparently I don't know how to get it to be able to record regularly. The live stream I like because you can, it actually, you have to, have it regular. With the record, it doesn't seem to want to do normal recording. Or at least not from recording from the app. I mean, I could do regular recording and upload, but anyway, that's just beside the point. What we're talking about is, and sorry about the crappy camera work, here is the beginning of the foot pattern for the Hulkbuster. I'm going to have to actually get some like 8-gauge copper wire and do a support cage inside because unfortunately the humidity weakened the paper so that it wasn't as self-supporting as it needs to be. And so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to build a support cage inside and then harden the torso. In the meantime, what I'm also doing, because I have to wait for the wire to actually come in because I'm ordering it online. Here we have the foot pattern. What I've done is I've actually printed out an additional, bottom of the foot in there. You can see how I've removed that for the hardening. And so what it is that I'm doing and what is realizing my limitations. This was 45 minutes worth of work. Come to find out that a metal blade, that a hacksaw blade meant for metal does not really, it doesn't really work very effectively when it comes to plywood. So, but actually, I mean, man, just using a basic rasp file here, I was actually able to do really good on getting the edge cleaned up. So, in any event, and so I finally decided to break down and get my new toy. It's like, all right, I decided to turn off an alarm. Yeah, I am not sponsored by Black & Decker, but that's what I went with. It was also one of the cheaper ones that they had, but also I know Black & Decker is a good brand. So, and then I ended up getting a couple extra blades. And so what I'm going to be doing is just continuing to cut out the thing. So yeah, definitely will work a hell of a lot better than, and yeah, you can't really see it because I've got the other side in right now. But yeah, I really kind of ended up messing up the blade, bending it and everything because it was not my best choice. And then soon, the next step will also be the support frame. I haven't quite figured out how. I haven't quite figured out how yet. But what I want to do is I want to have OBS. No, sorry, I already have OBS. I want to be able to have OBS display my screen instead of my camera. And what I'm going to be doing at that point is I'll try to actually go through and show like what it is that I've done and everything else. But what it is that I did was I actually went and got a screenshot of the Hulkbuster armor open in Blender as a wireframe, so that way I could be able to actually get a bit better view of certain internals in terms of my spacing and everything. And I took the guidelines from the top and the bottom, or top and the side, and made it, okay, it's like, yes, the leg, so I also had to not only get the image of the Hulkbuster open anyway, I actually had to rotate the image just slightly, so that way I could actually get a full front-on view of the leg. Tried a couple of different things, like I'm trying to learn, FreeCAD. I've actually got a license now for Fusion 360. All very good programs. I just can't figure out how to use them. So I'm working with that. And then I tried Blender, and oh god, Blender was, to say the least, a very frustrating program because it sets its XYZ axes in pretty much a absolute scheme, whereas I really kind of need to be able to set XYZ relative to the piece itself. Like, I want to be able to have where my, like, the foot is actually like that compared to straight on front view. So I want to be able to take a plane and be able to put it perfectly aligned with that. So that way I can just sit there, okay, bring the plane in, and alright, and then, turn the entire thing, and just, okay, and basically just do all of that. Really, I mean, with Blender, I know I can do it very easily. I can just put that all together and actually get things. I just eyeball it and be like, all right, cool. Well, that goes right there, and all right. And then I could even set bring in another plane as a guideline and be like, all right, this is where this board has to stop. This is where this board has to begin, etc. and whatever. But the way that Blender works, it's really kind of really difficult to do all that. I mean, I can do something where I can separate out just the leg and then reorient the origin view, or I think that's what they call it anyway. But basically, I can reorient it so that way front on is the front view. But it was just a lot easier to just go and get the screenshot, and then I went into Inkscape actually, and went from there. And what I did was I actually made the paper 90 inches by 90 inches. Just so I just basically just had I could put the entire thing on there. And then what I did was I went and put two guidelines and used the measurement tool to put those 78 inches apart, and lined up the bottom of the feet with the one, and then lock the uniform scaling, so that way as I went and pulled on just the one corner, the entire thing would scale uniformly, and got it so that way the top of the head, which is the 68 or the 78 inches, and the bottom of the feet are cool. Everything is set correctly. And then using where I could see the inside of the bottle, it comes in at a certain point. It's like, all right, that is the farthest over I can get with that board, and that is the farthest over I can get with that board. And then I went and set an additional guidelines so that I could come in a ½ inch, which is, sorry about that. Yeah, that's how thick my material is. Oh no, is this a ½ inch or ½ inch? Damn. Okay, no, that's ½ inch. All right. Okay, no, because I've got 3/4 inch plywood over here. So, I got 3/4 inch plywood over there. So I forgot. I was sitting there wondering. It's like the measurements just don't look. Or is that 1 inch? I don't know. Basically, that's actually scrap left over from where I was doing a repair project. Anyway, so the way I did with this is I have. I went and took the pieces that will be in the shin and boot part. I will need 4 of those, and then I got, there's going to be 24 inches long, 24 and a half, sorry, 24 and a half inches tall, 6.5 wide, and then the thigh pieces I only need 2 of. If you actually, I'm drawing a lot of inspiration off of James Bruton's Hulkbuster build. I think it's xrobots.co.uk, I think is the website. It's the way, instead of trying to remember the website, I actually, half the time I don't even bother typing anything. I just go to Google and just James Bruton Hulkbuster. And that way it just brings me right to his blog entries for that. But he's got a lot of pictures up about about the internal frame and everything else he did. And so I'm drawing a lot of inspiration for how to build the frame for that. So, but yeah, I'm going to need 2 pieces that are 22 by 6.5, and then 4 pieces that are 24 and a half. Because those are the pieces that are going to go on either side of my shins. While the thigh pieces, I'm only going to have the one to the outside. And then I'm going to end up having a brace piece that'll come up, from the knee to the from the knee to the outside of the thigh piece. And then on top of that, the upper torso frame will end up resting on that, and I'll have locks in the knees. So, anyway, I am actually going to finish eating lunch and then get back to working on this. So, sorry I haven't posted updates in a while. It's just been between doing physical therapy. I was diagnosed with back problems a while ago. Nothing really major, but it's like those problems it's like the kind of back problems that it's just bad enough to actually need to be dealt with, because the back problems are setting off other problems, and the things that it's setting off, those problems are actually exacerbating the back problems. So it's that weird, it's not bad enough to actually be a problem, but it's bad enough to need to be dealt with. And so it's really kind of frustrating. So yeah, between dealing with physical therapy and actually kind of getting back into somewhat decent condition, and then just like I'm gonna be really like redoing my work. I'm gonna be like reorganizing my workspace a little bit, getting rid of just a lot of extra junk and everything, and then actually turning this work table that I'm working on into more of a secure storage thing, and like add some sort of facing to it and everything that I can actually lock. That way I can actually start putting my tools, and organizing them a little bit more and all, and start actually kind of really converting this into a really like a decent, actual usable workspace. So anyway, thank you for continuing to stick with me on this and everything else. And we are making progress now that I've actually got the saw and got everything done. It's like, yeah, I can actually get everything done pretty quickly now. Yeah, I still got to order copper wire, because I'm going to be using 8-gauge bare copper wire that I'm just going to use to make a support cage on the inside of the piece that will just hold it into shape while I'm doing everything. So anyway, thank you for continuing to stick with me on this.